In fourth grade, students are required to learn 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. I teach this in 3 methods. The first method that I teach is for smaller problems, and it's really to help bolster mental math. It's called the distributive method. And if I take 23 times 8, I'm going to split 23 into 20 and 3. And I'm going to distribute the 8. So I'm going to pass it out. Times 8 on either side. 20 times 8 is 160. 3 times 8 is 24, giving me a total of 184. Once students become comfortable with this method, it becomes a lot easier to compute smaller problems mentally. For example, if I take 47 times 6, I can say that 40 times 6 is 240, and 7 times 6 is 42. 240 plus 42 is 282. Not all students will get to this point. Many students will still need to use some written form, but for the students who can do this mentally, it's a great method to speed up some basic problems. For the larger multiplication facts, the distributive or multiplication problems, the distributive method isn't as effective. I like to start with the area model of multiplication and then move to traditional. And so I'm actually going to show you those side by side. I'm going to fold my paper in half here. Everybody starts using the area model. And I start here because I feel like it helps students organize their work, especially when they've never seen large multiplication problems before. So I'm going to start with the problem 76 times 59. And the area model uses columns and rows, almost like a window. So for a 2-digit by 2-digit problem, you need 2 rows and 2 columns. Similar to the distributive, I'm going to take 76 and I'm going to split it into 70 and 6. 59 I'll split down the side into 50 and 9. And then like a traditional multiplication chart, I am going to go down and over to match. This shows students that 70 has to be repeated 50 times, 6 has to be repeated 50 times, 70 has to be repeated 9 times, 6 also has to be repeated 9 times. So it really goes through the understanding of why multiplication is the way it is. So starting here, 70 times 50 is 3,500. 6 times 50 is 300. 70 times 9 is 630. 6 times 9 is 54. And then I add all of my products. Getting the answer 4,480. Is this the fastest method ever invented? No, but it does allow students to stay organized, especially those who have a hard time crisscrossing in the traditional method. Now looking at the traditional method, that's the last method I teach, and it's the quickest method. By the end of the unit, I would say about 30% of students stick with this method and they're just more comfortable with it. About 70% of students transfer over and use the traditional method. So using the same problem, 76 times 59, I'm going to start at my ones place. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63, plus the 5 tens we carried, 68. Moving to my tens place, I need to put a 0 here as a placeholder. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 more is 38. And I add my products, and I get the same answer, 4,484. Something that I always drive home to the students is how the area model and the traditional model are related. If I take my boxes and I combine them in a different way, 3,500 and 300, I get 3,800, same thing that I get here. If I combine 630 and 54, I get 684, the same thing I get over here. So they are related and you will get the same answer. This one is more of an express method. This one is more of an organized method. I feel like it doesn't allow students to forget anything. If all your boxes are full, then you know that it is complete. So those are the three methods that we will be working on over the next couple of weeks.